Today, we will start standing, pressing into all four corners of our feet, opening up those toes nice and wide. And then we'll reach our fingers down toward the floor. Lift our heart, pull our shoulders back and down. Lift from the top of the head. Our core is working, our glutes, our quads are working. We are in mountain pose. We close our eyes, take our few breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. We'll check in with how we are feeling right now. Breathing in and breathing out. Letting go of any competition or judgment or expectations. And then we'll inhale, lift our hands up to the sky, reaching with the fingers, pressing with the feet, opposite directions here, softening the knees, and then slowly folding forward. Dropping the head, relaxing the shoulders. And we'll bend the knees a little bit deeper, round in the back as we slowly roll our way up to the top. Hands come to the sky. Good. And now exhale, little back bend here, lifting the heart. Hands come back behind us just a little bit. And then inhaling back up to the top. And then again, softening the knees, folding forward. Bending the knees even deeper, rolling our way up. And then exhale, let's bring those hands down to our heart center, pulling the shoulders back, lifting the heart. We'll step back with our left foot, opening up our feet nice and wide. Toes are pointing to the corners of the room. And now let's bring those elbows towards our ribs here. Inhale, we'll lift the hands up high. And then exhale, sitting down into that low squat. Elbows come down, bum comes down. Chest is lifting, good. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lowering down. Just some little moonflowers. Getting the body moving around. Inhaling, we lift. Exhaling, we lower. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Let's do one more moonflower. Exhaling, we lower down. Good. Inhaling up. Now this time, as we exhale, big circles with our hands, sitting down into that squat, and then hinging at the hips to lower our chest down. Gather up those sunflowers. Inhaling, lift. Lifting from the thighs, from the pelvic floor, all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, lowering down. Using that whole body as we move. Good. Let's do one more sunflower. Exhaling, we come down. Inhaling all the way up into star pose. Big wide arms, wide legs. Good. Let's bring those hands together at our hearts. Coming down, we're going to bend that left knee and just sit about halfway down into a side lunge here, and then inhale back up to the top, and then exhale over to the right side. Good. Inhaling up. Exhale over to the left. Good. Inhaling high. And over to the right. Last time. Good. Inhaling up. Releasing those hands as we exhale. Hinging at the hips, coming down into a wide-legged forward fold. Hands can come down to our mats. Hang the head. Soften the shoulders. You can even walk those hands back behind us through our legs if we would like. Good. And now let's bring those hands underneath of our shoulders. Let's point the toes out in front of us. Pull the shoulders back. We have a nice flat back. Hips are level. Right here, we'll keep that left hand down onto the floor. Inhale, let's lift up the right. And exhale, we'll come down. Other side, right hand stays, left hand reaches up. But we don't want to shift our hips. We want to keep that twist in our back. Good. Exhale down. Let's do that one more time each side. Inhale, right hand comes up. And exhaling down. And then the left hand comes up. And back down. Hands are underneath of our shoulders, pressing in to the ground so that we're opening up those shoulder blades behind us. Good. And then we'll just bend those knees. Bums come low, sitting down a little bit further into a bit of a squat. Good. And then hands can come to our hearts, raising our hearts, lowering our butts into a big, wide goddess squat. Beautiful. Inhaling all the way up nice and high. We'll point those right toes to the top of the mat. Sorry, Walter, stepping forward with the left. Inhaling high. Exhale. Big circles behind us with those arms, sitting down into our chair. Good. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. We'll just flow with our chair, along with our breath. A few times. Exhale, we'll lower down. Moving with purpose. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. And now exhaling, sitting down into that chair. Let's hold chair for a couple of breaths here. Should feel that core beginning to work. Things are firing up where they need to. Building a little heat in our body. Inhale, nice and high. Exhale, cactus arms, lifting the heart, little back bend here. Inhale up. And then exhale, let's soften those knees, folding forward. Drop the head. Then inhale, hands come to the shins or the thighs, looking forward to a flat back. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Let's step back with our left foot into a lunge. And we'll step back with the right to downward facing dog. Take a time, wiggle into the pose. Not a whole lot of time, but bending the knees, waggling the tail if we need, pulling those shoulders back, spiraling in the arms. Good, and then inhale, let's come forward into a plank and we'll lower those knees to a half plank. Right here, pressing in to our hands. Tummies are working. Exhale, chests are going to come forward and then lower down. Hands are underneath of our shoulders, pulling those buddies back. Inhale, scoop and lift into a baby cobra. And then exhale, we can lower that chest, press into the hands, tuck the toes, and come back to our downward facing dog. Good, lifting that right leg up nice and high. We'll step forward in between our hands. Settle into that lunge. Good, and then we'll step forward with the left into a forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, rolling up to the sky with those hands. And then exhale, little back bend. We can open up the elbows. Inhaling up. And then exhale, let's fold forward. Inhale to a flat back, long legs. Exhale, we're folding forward, stepping back with the right foot into our lunge. Wiggle into it. And then we'll step back for downward facing dog. Again, bending the knees, lengthening in the back. Hips are high, pressing into all of our fingers. And then inhale, let's come forward into our plank, lowering the knees for half plank. And then exhale, we'll lower down to our tummies. Hands are underneath of our shoulders, pulling the shoulders back down towards our butt. Using those back muscles, we scoop into a baby cobra. Exhaling down, tucking the toes, pressing back, downward facing dog. Good. And then lifting that left leg. Stepping forward in between our hands. Good. And then stepping with the right into a forward fold. Inhale to a flat back, long legs. Exhale, we fold. Bending the knees, rounding in the spine, we roll our way up. And then exhale, let's bring those hands down to our Tadasana or mountain pose. Take a breath or two here, check in. Good, let's inhale, lifting the hands up high. Exhale, little back bend, lifting the heart. So we're lifting that heart up to the sky, hips are coming forward, arms go back. That way we protect that low spine. Good, inhaling up, bringing those toes and thighs together. Let's sit down into our chair. Feel the activity in our tummies begin to press into our thighs, expanding in the ribs and in our side body. Good, keeping our bums low, our hearts high. Let's bring the arms back behind us. And back up to the top. Good, one more time. Sitting low, lifting that heart, arms go back. Good, hands come up high. Inhale, nice and high. Give those thighs a break. Exhale, bending the knees, folding forward. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, we fold, stepping back with that left foot into our lunge, settling into our lunge. Lengthening in that back leg, bending the right, lifting the heart. Let's keep that left hand on the floor. We'll lift up the right for a little twist here. And exhaling, hands come back down to the mat, finding that balance, pressing into both legs, and then lifting our heart for a high lunge. Beautiful. Let's pivot that left foot, lower the heel down, keep bending in that right knee, open up, warrior two. Inhale, lengthening that right leg, lifting the right hand up to the sky, extended reverse warrior. And exhale, side angle, bending that right knee, right arm comes to the thigh, left hand reaches up and over, stacking the shoulders, sinking down. Inhale, extended reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Good, let's come back up to warrior two. Beautiful, cartwheeling those hands down to our mats, into our lunge. Let's step this right leg all the way back for three-legged dog. Good, kicking ourselves in the butt. Let's open up the hip to the right. Little twist in the spine, opening of the hip. Good, bringing that knee into our chest, hovering in plank. We'll take that knee over to that left elbow. And then press back, three-legged dog. Good, bringing that knee in. Let's touch the right elbow. And press back. Good, stepping all the way in between our hands for our lunge. Good, stepping forward with the left into our fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, we fold. Inhaling all the way up high. Exhale, little back bend here. Hips come forward, heart raises. Keep this back nice and open instead of collapsing. Yeah, our shoulders go down really far, but it could hurt our back, and that's not the point. Inhaling up, knees and thighs come together, sitting down into our chair. Strong chair. Good, let's bring those arms back. Eddie the eagle, lift the heart, lower the butt. Breathe into the belly, inhale, hands come up high. Exhale, hands go back. Inhale, hands come up all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhale to a flat back. Long legs, lengthen in that spine as we fold. Maybe we get a little bit deeper into that fold. We'll step back with the right leg into our lunge. Good, we'll keep that right hand on the floor, little twist over to the left. Exhaling, hand comes back down, find that balance. And then inhale to a high lunge. Beautiful, let's lower that right heel, open ourselves up for warrior two. Good, inhale, extended reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle, bending the left knee, You can rest the left arm on that knee, reaching the right up and over. Inhale, extended reverse warrior. And then exhale, side angle. Good. From here, let's come to just warrior two. Cartwheeling those hands down to our mats. Good. And now let's step forward with that right foot into our forward fold. Inhale to a flat back, long legs again. Hands can come to our shins, our toes, to the ground. Exhale, let's fold a little bit deeper. Good, let's bend those knees, hands find the floor, and we can step or hop back to a downward facing dog. Good, inhale, we come forward. Exhale, lowering down from full plank. Softening the feet behind us, pulling the shoulders back, pressing into the hands this time. Shoulders and hips come forward, and then lifting into upward facing dog. Good, tucking the toes, pressing back, downward facing dog. Good, I forgot all the knee touches on the left-hand side. We'll do that on our way up to the top of the mat. Let's lift up that left foot. We'll bring the knee into our chest, coming forward. Let's touch that right elbow. And then pressing back, three-legged dog. And now let's bring that knee into our chest. We'll touch the left elbow and back. And then bringing that knee into our chest, stepping in between our legs. And then stepping with the right into our forward fold. Let's come up to our flat back, half lift. Exhale, we fold. Bending the knees, rounding as we rise up ever so slowly. Hands come up to the sky. Good, let's bring the hands together at the top right here. Lengthen with those arms, pulling the shoulders back still. And now exhale, let's tilt over to one side. And then we inhale up to the center and exhale over to the other side. Human metronome. Inhale up. We'll do that one more time each side. Exhaling down. And inhaling up. Exhale. Last side. Pull those shoulders down away from our ears. Making a big C shape with our whole body. And then inhaling up. Beautiful job. Releasing those hands. Bending the knees, exhaling all the way down into a forward fold again. Bending the knees so much so that our hands can find the mat. Good, and then we'll just bring both of those hands in front of the right toes. Take the left foot, cross it back behind, and fold. From here, let's lift our heart, lengthen in that spine, and then fold maybe a little bit deeper. Good. Let's bend those knees. We'll release that left leg back behind us for 3-point balance. So we're still using those hands as helpers, pressing the heel back behind us. Good. And now slowly, let's activate that core. Begin to lift the hands. We can reach them back behind us for warrior 3. Good. Bending that right knee, reaching back with that left leg. Hands can come down to the mat, and we'll stretch out into a long lunge here. Good. Inhale, hands come up high. Good. Hands come to our hearts, pressing into those palms, sinking down into that lunge, pulling the shoulders back, lengthening this left leg back behind us. Now let's take this left elbow. We're going to take it all the way around to the right knee for a little twist here. Pressing into the palms, help open up those shoulders. Beautiful. Exhale, let's gently unwind. Hands can find the floor again into our lunge. We'll step back with that right foot into a downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale to our cobra or upward facing dog. Good, we'll tuck those toes. Lift our hips back into downward facing dog. And now bending the knees deeply, looking forward just past our fingers, and we'll step or jump into our forward fold. Good. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, we fold. Inhale all the way up. Good. Exhale, Tadasana. Good. Inhaling, hands come up. Let's soften those knees, folding forward. Inhale to a flat back, lengthen in the spine. Exhale, we fold a little bit deeper. Now let's bend those knees so our hands can find the floor, and we'll walk them over in front of those left toes. We'll take the right leg, cross it back behind the left, and fold again. And now from here, let's lift our heart, lengthen in that spine, and then exhale, folding a little bit deeper. And now we'll bend our knees. We'll release that right leg back behind us for 3-point balance. Reaching with the heel, pointing the toes down toward the mat, using our hands for balance here. Lifting the heart. And then if we would like, we can begin to lift the chest a little bit higher. Hands can come up off of the mat, reaching back for warrior three. Good. We'll bend that left knee again, stepping back into our lunge. Nice long lunge here. Good. Finding our balance, lifting our hands up high. And then we'll bring our hands to our hearts, pressing really strong into those palms to keep that chest open. We'll take the right elbow as we exhale around to the left knee. And then we'll slowly unwind. Hands can find the floor again. We'll step back with that left foot, downward facing dog. And give ourselves a wiggle if we need. And now let's inhale forward into our plank. Exhale, slowly lowering ourselves all the way down, all the way down to our tummy. Softening the feet behind us. We'll reach our hands back behind. We can place them by our hips. Lower our head to our mats. Take a breath here. And now, with those fingers, we're going to begin to reach all the way back toward those toes, pulling the shoulders back, engaging in the thigh, in the core, and we'll lift our chests for locust. Exhale, we'll lower down. Take a breath. And then on our next inhale, lifting the chest, reaching with those fingers. And exhale, we lower down. Let's bring our hands underneath of our head. We'll bend our right knee, bring our heel in towards our butt, and we'll reach back with that right hand and gather it up and keep pulling it towards us. Think about lengthening in the thigh, pressing that right hip into our mats and get into those quads. Good. Now we'll release this right foot and can come back underneath of our head, and we'll switch sides. So bending that left foot or left knee, foot comes in towards our butt, reaching back with the left hand, pulling it towards us even more, pressing that left hip into the ground, lengthening in the quad. And then releasing. Hands come underneath of our shoulders. Let's press our hips all the way back for child's pose. Thumbs are low to the heels, chests are low. Arms can be out in front of us. Good. Let's swish those feet over to one side. We'll come back onto our butts so that we can take the feet out in front of us. Good. Bending our knees here, placing our feet on the floor. Good. Now let's squeeze those legs together and begin to walk the feet even closer towards our butt. We can hold our knees or even behind our hamstrings if we like, but we're thinking about keeping a nice long back here. As we walk those feet back, we'll begin to balance on the tail. Feet become light and we can lift them up for boat. Can continue to hold behind those legs, or we can reach toward the toes. And then we lower those feet down. Coming back, we can give ourselves a wiggle. It's a little intense on our back sometimes, so we just give it a little shake. And then begin to breathe into that belly again. Round two, squeezing those legs together, walking the feet back, finding the balance on our tails, and then finding where we're at in our boat here today. Good. Let's challenge ourselves a little bit by extending our left leg and then bringing it back in. And then we'll extend the right leg, keeping that nice long back, and then back in. Let's do that one more time each side. Extending, lifting the heart, hugging this right knee in, and then coming back to the center, squeezing the legs together and extending that right leg, breathing and smiling. And back in. Whoo! Good. And now let's hug those knees into our chest. We're just going to rock all the way back to our backs. Good. Rolling up into our little leg here. Release that left leg down to our mats, and we'll extend the right up to the sky, holding behind the calf or behind the hamstring, flexing the foot so that we're reaching with the heel. And then slowly and gently, just begin to encourage that leg toward us. Good. And now we'll slowly release that leg. Hug the knee into our chest. And then we'll release that right leg and guide it across our body for a spinal twist. Shoulders are still melting into our mats. Our right arm just come out to the side, palm up. Our gaze can look over that right shoulder. And our left hand can touch this knee, but we're not shoving it or forcing that knee down. We're just actually maybe just letting the weight of our arm help deepen the twist. Just let our breath and gravity do the bulk of the work here. And then we'll come back to the center and we'll bring both knees into our chest, rolling up into our ball. Releasing that right leg down to the mat. Left leg can come up to the sky, nice and long. Or if we need to, we can always put a slight bend in that knee if our hamstrings are really tight, even if it's just that today our hamstrings are tight. Did a lot of walking or a lot of sitting or something and we're a little bit sore or tight, we bend that knee just a little bit. We'll still get the benefit. And then maybe we begin to lengthen, micro movements to adjust. And then we'll release that left leg, hug the knee into our chest. And then we'll gently just guide that knee across the body into our spinal twist. Left arm is out wide, palm up, shoulders are melting into our mats. And the right hand, just continue to encourage or guide the knee across the body and maybe toward our mat. And then we'll gently release, bring both knees into our chest, hug them tightly. One more inhale here. And exhale, releasing everything down to our mats. Our legs just come out long. Our arms come down to our sides. We close our eyes. We take this time to just rest and be still. And we deepen our breath. We wiggle our fingers and our toes. Gently bring ourselves back into our space. We give ourselves that wiggle or stretch that our body is asking for right now. And then when it's time, we'll roll up into our little ball. We'll rock on over to one side and gently helping ourselves up to seated. We bring our hands together at our hearts. We bow to ourselves and give ourselves a little bit of gratitude for all of the gifts that we gave us today. And as always, I am so grateful that you took the time to help yourselves out today, to make yourselves stronger, longer, more energized, and a little bit more balanced within ourselves. I appreciate you allowing me to help you through your practice today. And I wish you a very, very happy, happy day. The light in the divine in me recognizes and respects the light and the divine in each of you. And when we are together, whether physically or virtually, we are one. Namaste.